We're doing some work with essentially commercial HVAC. Okay, big chillers, big equipment for big buildings. Person they were selling to was somebody who's a facilities manager. They had built a hugely impressive sales force, and they were trained to jump on RFQs. They were really good at what I would call down at the bottom part of the buying process. We kind of said, let's go back and take a look at the whole thing and figure out where that kind of influential place in the process actually is. Way upstream, the facilities manager every year, they're supposed to, what they have, their key goal every year is some cost reduction. The thing that we found is that fundamentally outcomes in this process differ dramatically, whether in that very early stage they talked to a vendor or they didn't. The left-hand side, as we're all looking at it, is the path where they consulted a vendor. The right-hand side is they didn't. And what it just shows is out of 100 people who didn't consult with a vendor, and as you can see, if they consulted a vendor early, they were much more likely to buy. Even more important than that, they were 3 times as likely to buy from the vendor they spoke to as anybody else. The real trick was convincing the sales force that they should go along and spend, an hour or two every year or whatever it took, helping facilities managers think about what they're going to do, regardless of whether it was a chiller. Just providing good ideas. By the way, I want to say that most of these things, when you find them, you got to dig around, the team usually gives a big duh.
Yeah.
Duh. Why weren't we doing it?
And your comment as well about it being obvious after the fact, but before the fact, if you map that process, there's 100 different choices of places you could go influence. Right. One person thinks we should target this, another person thinks we should target this, another person thinks we should target that. You've got to ultimately do some experimentation and whatnot to find the one that actually drives behavior.
I've used the language of sales calling on these guys. It doesn't have to be sales calling on these guys. That's perfect for digital. It's perfect for digital. It's perfect for marketing.